Muffed is here. A reliable fantasy year. Let's look under the hood. Muffed! A.J. Brown finished 2025 as the number 11 wide receiver in total PPR scoring and the number 12 wide receiver in PPR per game, and that pair of numbers tells you almost everything about the year. A top-tier alpha delivered a top 12 season, but did it in a way that felt more turbulent than dominant. Brown played 15 games, hit 1,000 receiving yards on the nose, and scored 7 times, the resume of a borderline number 1 fantasy option. The frustration, he got there on a roster where Devontae Smith out-targeted him 121 to 113, a coin flip, and on an offense that finished just 15th in total offensive expected points added. Brown was the alpha in name. The target tree said otherwise. Now let's dig into the numbers because they explain the ranking better than the narrative does. Brown commanded a 29% target share and a 36% air yard share, both true number 1 marks, and his receiver air conversion ratio of 0.74 says he was actually hauling in the deep stuff. His total receiving expected points added landed at plus 33.7, excellent value per route, and his 2.24 yards of average separation with 5.74 yards of cushion paints a receiver winning at the catch point, not running away from anyone. Where it gets messy is consistency. Brown averaged 14.7 PPR per game, but the game log is a roller coaster. 3 games under 4 PPR, including a 1.8 point dud in week 1 and a 2.7 in week 4, alongside monster outings of 35.2, 28.1, and 25. That's boom or bust masquerading as a steady number 1. When the offense flowed through him, top 5 weekly receiver. When it didn't, a 1 catch for 8 whisper. Week 7 in Minnesota is the cleanest snapshot of peak Brown in 2025. Fourth quarter, just over 6 minutes left, Eagles up 21-19, 1st and 10 from the Vikings 26. Hurts dropped a deep middle ball to Brown for a 26-yard touchdown, 21 yards in the air, the kind of throw that only happens when your receiver is smashing a contested look downfield. Final line, 4 catches, 121 yards, 2 scores, 28.1 PPR. That's the version of Brown who's a first-round fantasy name. The rest of the season was about how rarely that version actually showed up, and this year it just wasn't often enough to crack the top 10. Muffed! Brown landed as the number 11 wide receiver in total PPR and number 12 per game, a solid number 1 finish, but a step below the elite tier his target share and air yards share suggested he should reach. The weakness the data flagged was floor. 3 games under 4 PPR in a 15-game sample is a lot of zeros from a receiver carrying a 29% target share, and that volatility is what kept him out of the top 8. That's A.J. Brown's 2025. One quick note, if you want the same treatment for every player on your fantasy roster every week, head to muffed.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.